Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Here's what's making headlines tonight. Street figure Ellis Meighan is back in Belize, returned from the U.S. to face a murder charge. Former Prime Minister Barrow takes aim at the Briceño administration over the Joseph Budna abduction, saying the buck stops with the PM. We'll also walk you through the Budna timeline, from his fiery social media post to the suspension of Compol Richard Rosado. In San Pedro, Area Rep Andrew Perez finally speaks out about the tragic death of baby Khalil Na. And in Belize City, 2 men are rearrested and charged again for the brutal attack on former city councillor Deannie Requena. Those stories and more are coming up after the break. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
In Toyota, we think that when you trust the timing of your life, life becomes easy to drive. Easy to connect. Easy to start. Easy to make friends. Easy to enjoy. Because if you can trust in a car that's easy to drive, shine, and fit, life is also easy to live, trust, and enjoy. Easy to drive is to live life with the confidence that only Toyota can provide you. New Toyota Raves. Easy to drive, easy to live.
Welcome back. After more than a year in U.S. custody, 32-year-old Ellis Meighan Jr. is back on Belizean soil. Meighan had fled to the United States and sought asylum following the 2024 murder of Roy Lee Burgess on the Placencia Road, a case that shocked the community. Authorities in Belize had identified Meighan as a suspect in the killing, and after spending 15 months in U.S. detention, he has now been returned to face justice at home. This afternoon, Ellis Meighan touched down at the Philip Gosen International Airport, but he wasn't traveling alone. Escorted by U.S. Marshals, Meighan was handed over to Belizean authorities shortly after arrival. The Belize Police Department has since taken custody of the murder suspect for processing, as the investigation into the 2024 killing of Roy Lee Burgess continues to unfold. Just over a month ago, tragedy struck the Meighan family. On August 1st, Ellis Meighan's younger brother, Tyrone, was gunned down in what police are calling a gangland-style execution. Tyrone had been visiting a home on Sarstoon Street when 2 men on a motorcycle pulled up and opened fire on his vehicle. Several bullets hit their mark, fatally wounding him and in a brazen daylight attack. The Meighan brothers are no strangers to the law. In fact, their names have been turning up on police blotters for well over a decade. From murder and attempted murder to gang-related offenses, their rap sheet stretches all the way back to 2011, painting a long and troubling history with the criminal justice system. Now, circling back to that deadly shooting on the Placencia Peninsula, there was one survivor, Maya James, a Belizean-American woman who was with Roy Lee Burgess when gunfire erupted. She was shot, left for dead, and somehow miraculously lived to tell the tale. In a chilling account of the attack, James later identified the gunman as none other than Ellis Meighan Jr., also known by the street name Juice. Her testimony has become a key piece in the investigation. So far, the Belize Police Department has remained tight-lipped about Ellis Meighan's return and where things stand in the criminal case against him. No official word yet, but we'll be keeping a close eye on any developments. Tonight, former Prime Minister and attorney Dean Barrow is weighing in on the Joseph Budna saga, and he's laying it all out. Barrow calls what happened to Budna a blatant violation of the rule of law, saying it's intolerable in any democracy. He's also questioning how the police can investigate themselves, especially when the Commissioner of Police, Dr. Richard Rosado, is at the center of the storm. Here's what Barrow had to say.
What was done regarding Mr. Budna is a signal violation of the rule of law. The authorities are completely out of order, and this is something I am grateful, happy to see the Belizean public is condemning out of hand, as well they should. This is absolutely intolerable. It cannot be countenanced in a democracy. It cannot be allowed in a country where the rule of law is the cornerstone of our democracy, a cornerstone of the fundamental rights, the vindication and the observance of the fundamental rights of our citizens. The notion that the Commissioner of Police is on leave, I imagine that's paid leave, although I don't know whether that is a fact. But the Commissioner is on leave, and as I understand it, an Assistant Commissioner of Police has been charged with carrying out an investigation into the matter. There are so many things wrong with that one doesn't know where to start. How will the police, in this instance, investigate the police? And how will a junior officer investigate the Commissioner of Police? And that is what is involved. That's number one. Number two, I don't see how the government can imagine that it is okay to proceed with an investigation regarding the actions of the Commissioner of Police, suggesting that, well, that's where the buck stops. In my view, there is a need for a far broader inquiry, a far broader exercise, because 5 will get you 10. No Commissioner of Police will do what it is alleged that this Commissioner of Police has done without either instructions from the political directorate or without at least permission from the political directorate.
Barrow says Belizeans deserve answers, and he's questioning whether politics played a role in Budna's abduction. He's also casting doubt on claims that Prime Minister John Bersenio was completely in the dark. Here's what else former Prime Minister Barrow had to say.
The inquiry, the investigation needs to also look for answers to the question that right-thinking Belizeans will be asking. Was there not some kind of political involvement in this? Did not the ultimate instruction come from the political directorate, or did not, at the very least, the political directorate know what was happening, and did not the political directorate sanction what was happening? Those are the sorts of things that a proper inquiry conducted by the right person, not by a member of the police department. Those are the questions on which such an inquiry ought to focus.
The Prime Minister is saying that he was not abreast of this abduction based on the reports that would have been given to him on a daily basis. How does that work?
I find that hard to believe, but I won't say that it's impossible. It may have taken him a while to get up to speed, and he may well say that nobody, neither his minister nor the commissioner, acquainted him with what was happening. I find that difficult to accept, but I can't say that it absolutely did not happen. The bottom line, though, is this. It's not just a matter of a political convention, as it were, or the convention having to do with the duty of the holder of the office of the Prime Minister, and the fact that it is a totally inflexible principle, one of the canons of our kind of parliamentary democracy, where the Prime Minister is head of government. That, to put it in layman's terms, the buck stops with the head of government.
Former Prime Minister Dean Barrow says it's time for answers. He believes Prime Minister John Bersenio needs to explain why he wasn't in a loop from the very start of the Budna abduction. Barrow also says Belizeans need reassurance that neither the PM nor his cabinet are above the law.
Since the buck stops with the Prime Minister, since ultimately he is the one who politically, constitutionally is responsible, he needs to tell the country of Belize why it is that he did not get up to speed until very late. And he also needs to make plain that he is not immune. Neither the Prime Minister nor any other Minister of Government or any other member of the political directorate can act with impunity. And he needs to assure the Belizean people that he had nothing to do with this. And he needs to say that, but he needs as well to tell the Belizean people, I won't ask you just to take my word for it. There is going to be an independent investigation, which I am sure will conclude that, in fact, I as Prime Minister had nothing to do with it. But unless and until that happens, I don't see that the public will be satisfied.
Where does such an offense rank, Mr. Barrow? You have a common assault at the low end and you have treason at the far end. Where would you rank such an offense that has happened with Mr. Budna?
The answering of this sort of an incident must be done indeed by the Commissioner of Police, but not just by the Commissioner of Police. The political directorate cannot escape responsibility. Either the political directorate was complicit in it, or the political directorate fell asleep at the wheel. And either way, I'm saying that in terms of the canons that govern accountability in a parliamentary democracy, the political directorate, particular members of the political directorate, and the political directorate generally must be held accountable for what has happened.
Tonight, we're taking you back inside the Joseph Budna saga, the shocking abduction, the bombshell twists, and the latest shakeup at the very top of the police department. It all started in August when Budna was snatched right in front of a police station. Fast forward 2 weeks and Belize's top cop, Dr. Richard Rosado, is on administrative leave amid suspicions of police involvement. So how did this go from a cross-border handover to a full-blown scandal threatening the leadership of law enforcement? News 5's Paul Lopez has the story.
Joseph Budna is behind bars in Guatemala, and Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado has been placed on administrative leave amidst an ensuing scandal. On August 22nd, 3 men kidnapped Budna from the heart of Orange Walk town near a police station after he ended a live Facebook broadcast.
I hear something just now. Yeah, somebody said Budna.
Within an hour, News 5 received word of the abduction from an unnamed source.
We passed and we see the scenes of the crime patrol and a black vehicle, but I never think that was a vehicle. And we know when this lady did say it, go say it live. Right now when the lady did say it, they said that they kidnapped Budna.
This is about Mr. Ryan Budna, where I just get from Orange Walk.
Mr. Ryan Budna was kidnapped, thrown in a vehicle, and some people say they were trying to help him.
Nobody stopped them.
The very next day, News 5 confirmed with police that they had launched an investigation into what they're calling an incident right in front of the police station. But that wasn't the end of it. Later that day, shocking images started circulating from Guatemala showing Budna in police custody over there. Fast forward to Sunday, August 24th, News 5 pressed for answers. How exactly did Guatemalan authorities manage to detain Budna? That same day, the political heat turned up. Both the leader of the opposition, Tracy Panton, and UDP leader Moses Shine Barrow demanded answers. And if that wasn't enough drama for one day, a leaked audio recording allegedly from Budna himself surfaced from inside a Guatemalan hospital.
As I don't look after life, police, they run from my police station, out of the police station yard, and from my banquitas with big baston of mass, and walk me in my head, tape my mouth, and handcuff me. And dash me in a blue, sky blue SUV.
On Monday, August 25th, Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado shut down any allegation of police involvement in Budna's abduction and subsequent handover to Guatemalan authorities.
Let me be unequivocally clear. The police department was not involved in the apprehension or the alleged extradition of Mr. Budna. Certain serious allegations were made, and from our initial investigation, what is being alleged was not conducted by our police officers or were not sanctioned by the senior command of the Belize Police Department.
Prime Minister John Briceño also declared the state's innocence in the matter.
Let me just answer your question. Obviously, no. Our government would never sanction such thing. We would not be able to, we would not be a part of that. So, no. So the government did not and would never sanction any such thing on any citizens of this country.
Just days before all this, Budna went live on Facebook from Orange Walk, even interviewing Prime Minister John Briceño. During that exchange, the PM urged him to be more responsible after Budna blasted the state over a local sports facility. Then on August 26th, News 5 visited Arenal, the same football field where Budna's captors allegedly handed him over to Guatemalan authorities. We also discovered a heavily guarded police checkpoint at the village entrance. We asked, how did anyone get through with the kidnapping victim without serious connections? And on August 27th, Budna's mother broke her silence, speaking exclusively with News 5.
It's very hard, very hard.
The same day, News 5 pressed the area representative for Orange Walk East, Kevin Bernard, for answers in Orange Walk.
I will not comment on that matter.
After visiting the spot where Budna was taken and confirming there were security cameras, News 5 was first to demand the footage. 6 days later, a grainy redacted clip of the abduction leaked. That same day, Foreign Affairs Minister Francis Fonseca confirmed Belize's embassy in Guatemala had contacted Budna in prison. Then on September 4th, Prime Minister Briceño ordered a police report within 48 hours, insisting the abduction wasn't state-sanctioned. Meanwhile, Attorney Dickie Bradley blasted the police department.
It's looking like the police department in our country is involved in the abduction, kidnapping, and rendering of a Belizean citizen to a semi-hostile neighbor.
On September 5th, the Association of Defense Attorneys demanded that an independent investigation be conducted into the incident. Many organizations followed with their own statements, also demanding the release of surveillance footage. Notably, the Barrow Association has been silent on the issue and has not responded to News 5's request for an on-record comment on the matter. That same day, News 5 grilled Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa on the investigation.
You're saying that me talk to one a day and orchestrate something like this? Man, you call me a kidnapper now, Paul. I take insult to it, but at the same time, I know you have to ask the questions. You have to do your job.
He backed calls for an independent probe and the release of security footage. At the time, Compol Rosado was out of the country, but when he returned, he told News 5 the alleged abduction was not sanctioned by him or his top brass and promised action if protocols were breached. That same day, police announced a press conference with Rosado, only to postpone it to September 8th. It never happened. Instead, on September 7th, PM Briceño confirmed he got the report but wasn't satisfied. His response? Rosado was sent on 45 days leave while his future hangs in the balance. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, Wilson Hernandez's brother dissatisfied with murder charge. More when we return.
countdown is on Belize City. Get ready for the annual 10th Bram with your Belize City Council. Join us for a day of celebration with free treats for the kids, giveaways, and live entertainment by the Youth Connection Band, Coconut Boy, TR Shine, Meme Martinez, Sweet Pain Band 3.0, Chico Ramos, Firestarter Songs, and so much more. Save the date. Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Lord Rayburn Plaza, behind the Memorial Park. Let's bring out the entire city. This is truly a family affair you don't want to miss. Want to showcase your products? Reserve your booth today by calling 280-2308 extension 263 or WhatsApp at 673-9055. Your Belize City Council. Always vote the people.
It's the Quartz Home Event, happening at all Quartz stores on the 12th and 13th of September 2025. Get unbeatable prices like the CCL 65-inch TV, only $1,149 or $15.92 weekly. Save up to 25% off on major appliances. Discover the widest range of stylish furniture and deals with mattresses as low as $299. Get more with 30% off with Force Ready Finance. Enjoy prizes, demos, samples, and more. All exclusively at Quartz and Quartz.com. People together.
My opponent in Mesopotamia is Michael Finnegan. So as long as he is alive.
This is how Shine Barrow treats his uncle. The man who raised him. The man who gave Shine his only win in 2020.
I wanted him to win. I think he's a good person.
Now he's destroying his uncle's legacy.
You lost by a commanding margin. You came in last. 8 out of every 10 voters rejected you. Maybe politics isn't for you.
I do believe it's for me, or I would not have gone right back into the constituency and keep doing what I've been doing.
But what you've been doing isn't working and will never work. You've smashed your uncle's 6-term legacy. You're destroying your family name. When people think back on the name Barrow, they won't talk about your father's 3-term leadership or your uncle's 6-term loyalty to his division. They'll remember only one thing: your selfish struggle for power, how you tore your family and party apart. The men who came before you built legacies, but all you've built is ruin. It's time for you to grow up and step down.
Come the banquet, find your way. Engines roar at the break of day. Volvo outboard surf the waves. Castrol oil is what they crave. Live with power, feel the sound. Heavy machines shake the ground. Riding Honda, feeling proud. Rev it up and shout aloud. Feel the wind against your skins. Now so why, let's begin. At banquet where dreams ignite. Gear up, let's take flight. Coalers power runs our towns. JCB lifts heavy pounds. Find the tools to build your dreams. Benquip's got the best machines. Grip the wheel and never slip. Feel the rush, it's time to trip. Every brand you know and love. Benquip fits you like a glove. Feel the wind against your skins. Now so why, let's begin. At Benquip, where dreams ignite. Gear up, let's take flight.
Benquip, equipment, parts, service. We represent quality.
Open Your Eyes is back again with another country tour. That's right, from the historic St. George's Key, the birthplace of our independence journey and the heartbeat of our national pride. There's no better place to celebrate the Battle of St. George's Key Day than right where it all began. We'll bring you the sights, sounds, and stories straight from the island, with interviews, cultural showcases, music, and of course, some festive flavor. So tune in, grab your red, white, and blue, and join us as we celebrate the Battle of St. George's Key. That's Wednesday, September 10th at 6:30 a.m. only on Open Your Eyes.
Tonight, the brother of Wilson Hernandez is speaking out, a week after Hernandez was shot and killed in Belmopan. Brian Matute says he is not pleased with the charge of manslaughter levied against Christy Guzman. And while the court denied her bail on Monday, Matute says he believes she should have been charged with murder. As we reported, police say that Hernandez was engaged in a heated altercation with his common-law wife when she handed over her licensed firearm to her niece, Christy Guzman. Hernandez received a fatal gunshot injury. Here's what Brian Matute had to say.
Well, I was only going to say that he's a humble person. He's a respectful guy. He's not a traumatic person. It's not like, I don't want to say anything, a way that, it traumatized us, but, we just want to have justice to come to the end. The charges is not really, I wanted to make it be as murder. I'm not agree with manslaughter because it's like you can get free out, It's not right that it should be manslaughter. It should be charged as murder because it's like he's not like he's alive, he's passed away.
What's your interpretation of what that surveillance video shows?
Well, the thing is that they had a conflict with each other. Nothing aggressive, nothing in a way of violent way. Just that he was approaching her to get his car keys. Nothing regardless of what people are saying.
Area Representative for Belize Rural South, Andra Perez, is finally speaking out about the tragic death of 2-year-old Khalil Na and the alleged failure of the San Pedro Polyclinic that treated him. Perez admits the situation is deeply unfortunate and sadly not the first of its kind. So what's being done to fix the healthcare challenges on the island? Well, construction is already underway on a brand new hospital. Here's what Perez had to say about it.
First of all, I really want to say publicly how it's so hurtful. I knew the grandfather very well. I knew the family very well, and I kept in contact with them, and it's so unfortunate and, of course, regrettable. And, of course, you cannot express the pain that this family is going through. I cannot fathom. But in light of that is that this is the same reason why we are building this new hospital, because this is not the first time it's occurring. It has occurred some years ago, about maybe 8 years ago. We lost one of the young ladies who was pregnant. She passed away right at one of the airlines offices while trying to catch a flight to Belize City. So while this is something that occurred, and I'm feeling the pain for the family, that is why my push towards the building of this hospital, we want to hopefully put up and running by the ending of next year.
There have been persistent complaints about the polyclinic. Have we looked at staffing, at professionalism, at the capacity and capability of the health workers there?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I did have discussed that with the Minister of Health. In fact, he has visited the facilities, the polyclinic, and understands that he listened to the concerns of the nurses and the doctors as well, because, again, the resources are very limited over there. But, again, giving them hope that next year, for sure, they'll be in a better place where they can work in an environment that is more conducive to inspire and to motivate to treat our people well.
So the challenge perhaps is low morale due to a lack of resources?
Part of it, but again, I'm not justifying that people are just complaining about the lack of services there, and again, the polyclinic is overwhelmed. It's a huge town now. It's over 25,000 people living, and we have a small polyclinic, so you understand that sometimes the frustration. Again, I'm not condoning it.
Last week, the Ministry of Health and Wellness said it would launch an investigation to determine what exactly transpired. A week later, there are no updates to that investigation. News 5 spoke with a relative of the child who confirmed that an autopsy has been concluded and further tests are being conducted. They still await the findings of the autopsy. In the meantime, we asked Perez if he has received any update on the investigation.
Not as such. I await whatever the report that is now. But what I did at the very beginning is to comfort the family as best as possible. And what happened, I think he went back to Corozal District.
People said that this shouldn't have happened, that this child should have never been sent on a boat with a mother. Is that your view?
Yes, I agree. Absolutely, that shouldn't have occurred. So again, we go back to where we are with this hospital, and again to mention that hospital that was said that no work is being done. I want to shoot that down immediately. It just so happens that somebody who went to do the footage there, it was clearly the day for the quinzena, what you call it. The workers work on a straight bi-weekly basis. They work over the weekends, and then they go because many workers are living in other different districts. So that day what happened is that they left for the weekend. As of 4 days, they leave on Thursday evening to come back Monday to start to work. That's every 15th. As to the hospital, you're more than welcome to invite you to tour the facilities, because by the next week, the second floor will be cast. And it's very much in place. Everything is going according to what the dates are set. And I spoke to the contractor about it, and yes, and I'm very much in contact with him, that we are on target for next year, December. So we're very excited about it.
And then people are asking about how well equipped it will be. You have enough time to put things in place for that?
Absolutely, yes. The funding calls for everything, proper equipment that we have over there, right? I don't want to say what like a CT scan or something, because those are hundreds of thousands of dollars in value, and the maintenance and the technicians. But certainly at a level whereby you have hope. When you live in San Pedro, you know where to go to and where you're going to be attended.
It's deja vu in court for two Belize City men accused of a brutal attack on former city councillor Deannie Requena. Just last week, their case was struck out for lack of prosecution. But today, they were back before a magistrate facing the very same charges. 31-year-old fisherman Burton Clare and 22-year-old tour guide Kareem Allen are accused of stabbing Requena and robbing her of $3,000 before leaving her for dead. The DPP's office has ordered police to rearrest and proceed with the case, which means the men will now stand trial in the lower court. Both pleaded not guilty to the charges, Clare for wounding and use of deadly means of harm, and Allen for theft and aggravated assault with a firearm. They were granted bail of $6,000 each and are due back in court on September 18th. The case stems from an August 2024 attack on the George Price Highway. And after more than a year of delays, the question now is, will this time be different? After the break, this week's episode of Culture Tuesday rewinds Belize City Bash. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
The teenage years can be full of excitement, opportunities, and newfound freedoms. Yet they can also be times fraught with worry about exams, relationships, and keeping up with peers and the latest trends. For some, this burden can become so overwhelming they take their own lives. Suicide is never the answer. There's always hope. If you're a school principal, put a plan in place for helping students and teachers to stay mentally healthy. Organise training for staff on what signs to look out for and how to have sensitive and compassionate conversations. Create a safe school environment where students and staff know they can seek help and talk to someone if they need to. A few words can make a world of difference.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Barrow's been playing pretend and make-believe his entire life. Look at the characters he's played.
Hustler.
The gangster rapper.
I never had hope until I sold doors.
The convict.
I shot somebody in the club.
The believer.
He's gone to Israel and taken on the new name Moshe Levi Ben David.
The politician.
I certainly would want to lead the party.
You heard it here first. Shine wants to be party leader.
Party leader is only the latest role he's pretending to play. But the game is over. Everyone is tired of playing. But like a spoiled child, he's forcing everyone to keep playing. And why? Because he needs to keep the delusion going.
You know, there's this vast demand for shine and for the people overall to just have a love and an affinity for me.
This is what happens when a child never grows up. He was never leading the party. He was propping up a fantasy. He needs to grow up and step down.
He needs just to sit down in isolation and contemplate his whole life.
I think we should really put the focus on the quality of life. Can I still continue living my why, my reason for doing what I'm doing? You know, and that depends on my health. That means I organize my priorities in my life, and my first priority is me. Then in me, the first thing is my health. And that's the message that I think we need to push to everyone, that your health is really your responsibility. It's not the doctor's responsibility, not my mother, not my nurse, not the government, but I'm the one who needs to take responsibility for my health.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
How can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most. the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
In tonight's installment of Culture Tuesday, we hit the rewind button to Saturday's festivities across Belize City. The day began at 4 a.m. with the annual Juve. It was all about the mud, paint, and energy. As the day progressed, spectators and revelers alike lined Marine Parade and Princess Margaret Drive for the 2025 Carnival Road March. The emphasis was on vibrant costumes and everyone involved having the time of their lives. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The streets of Belize City came alive over the weekend with the annual Juve and Carnival Road March. The Belize Carnival Association is celebrating 50 years of Carnival in Belize, a historic milestone for organizers, revelers, and spectators alike. The day began at 4 a.m. with partygoers gathering at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex and making their way through Belize City, ending on Marine Parade. Paint, powder, mud, and energy were the order of the morning. This was the biggest Juve ever to hit the streets.
Juve 25, I'm here with my auntie, and we are enjoying myself. My birthday is tomorrow. We're looking for energy this year. Energy!
All the water. The tomorrow my never birthday. And we go up bad.
Very powerful. And I like to see my Belizeans come out and enjoy themselves, my partner. This is the biggest Juve I ever see.
Hundreds of people packed the streets following behind several trucks that carried sound systems blasting music to keep the spirits high.
I must say I myself was surprised to see the crowd, and I noticed a lot of our Belizean Americans came home. I see a lot of them in the Juve, so Juve is growing as normal every year.
And no Juve morning is not complete without taking a dip in the Caribbean Sea to wash off the mud and powder built up from hours of non-stop partying. But the day's activities were only getting started. The afternoon brought with it the start of the highly anticipated Carnival Road March 2025. Revelers lined up at the Memorial Park and got on their way at 2 p.m.
Well, this is the first year that we are participating, but we play at different carnivals, no? Corozal, Orange Walk, and so forth.
What made you all decide to come in and join this year?
Well, we got an invitation, and because we heard that, people are saying that the band is thin, so I guess that's why we were invited to this carnival.
Well, my dressing, I had the first carnival thing in the Belize 1995, and I went up 1995 up to 2000. Up to 2022.
How proud you feel
I feel good because I also represent Belize at Miami, and I was disqualified because they said my customer is Trinidad and my customer at Technical College. And the next day, Belize win the road march.
Across the 8-mile route, revelers drew the attention of spectators with their vibrant costumes and colorful personalities. It was 8 miles of dancing, good music, and non-stop fun under the sweltering sun. This is the carnival culture that Belize has harnessed for the past 5 decades. The route even provided an opportunity for boaters to view the carnival from the sea.
This year we don't only want to celebrate the 50 years of carnival, we want to celebrate the entire Belize. We Blue Hole, we have the Blue Hole, we have the Barrier Reef, we have the Maya Ruin. Plus we have one section where the ethnic group. So all the ways to where we can find that Belize, they're in the ethnic group.
Let me model my soca for you all. Yes, I'm with the 4P champions of the road, Soca Mocha. And it's my biggest year. We already talk about that with Japan and all of that good stuff. So I said I have to come on out and celebrate our 5th year's anniversary of Carnival in Belize.
How do you feel? Good, because I'm feeling very strong. And and we always think that we say we never worry about win.
How you feeling right now, love?
I feel good because Billy's and Joel's all the way.
Why you still got energy?
Because Billy's and Joel's all the way.
Soca Mocha was declared the 2025 Carnival Road March Senior Champions. Soca Massive secured the Road March Championship in the junior category. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Keycocker Village will be hosting a cannabis referendum on October 8th, and area representative Andrew Perez says it is a win for democracy. He refrained from voicing his position on the question being put for the referendum, but says he will respect the will of the people. Here's how he puts it.
First of all, I want to say that I am proud, and we should all be proud in living in a democratic country where each and every person has a right to voice their concern without any worrying that they're going to be coming after them for any government that is there. So we're a free country. And as such, with this referendum, those that took the initiative and felt that they wanted something to happen, took the initiative, and they followed the rules, and they garnered enough registered voters in a village to do the referendum. Now, as to whether I'm for it or against it, I would like to leave it as it is, not to get directly to say, let's go vote for it or vote against it. What at the end of the day is I will respect the will of the people. That is the most important thing. And secondly, as I said before, this can be also, because remember, the issue of the legalizing of cannabis is very much on the table across the country and the region itself. So I believe I'm keenly watching it. And again, it could be, perhaps we can use an example, the sentiments of the entire country based on this. So I'm sure all eyes will be watching on Keycocker.
Some of your parliamentary colleagues are saying that a village shouldn't make a decision on a national issue.
By all accounts, I agree. But as per law, we follow what is on the Constitution. They have all rights, right? Now, if we need to make amendments in the future, perhaps we can to change to pass some kind of amendment that this thing doesn't happen, because it's costing money. It is costing money, and it's going to cost a couple of $1,000s. And at the end of the day, it is taxpayers' money that we're dealing with.
There's good news on the horizon for Belize's coast, where sargassum is concerned. The Sargassum Task Force met today, and coming out of that meeting, Minister of Blue Economy Andrew Perez says the mats of sargassum washing up on Belize's shores have been decreasing. But the task force is not declaring the sargassum invasion over just yet. Minister Perez told us why.
I just came out from a meeting from the Sargassum Task Force just now and preparing. While we don't want to declare that the sargassum season is over, and our neighbors have already declared it over, because as you look right now, the waters are very clear right now. It went from one extreme to the next. It's amazing. However, that meeting still continues because sargassum is here to stay. It's coming next year again. We don't know if it's October. So we are actually discussing how to better prepare, how to anticipate. We have to be proactive, and as such as a lot of technology that we're able to track down the sargassum when it's coming to the different islands. So that's another discussion. Getting more equipment, and at the cost as well of how much manpower, all of that was on the table to discuss today in the Sargassum Task Force. So it's looking forward, it's anticipating. We don't sit here and say, all right, sargassum gone, let's worry about it until next year. We have to prepare so the next sargassum season, we're better prepared to mitigate.
A stop sign is meant to save lives, but a group of teenagers in Orange Walk turned it into a prop for social media. Footage shows them ripping the sign from the ground, then posting pictures online. It comes just a day after galvanized pipes were reported stolen from the roadside along a highway. The Orange Walk Town Council says vandalism of public property has become a recurring problem and is warning that anyone caught damaging signs or other infrastructure will face legal action. This issue raises fresh concerns about vandalism and the impact it has on road safety, as it's not just harmless fun. Rather, it places lives at risk. Citizens are urged to take care of public infrastructures and road signage to ensure the beautification and safety of our country. When we return, opposition plans UDP reset ahead of November convention.
Let's members take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
We just take the coast out.
Belize is on the move. The Coastal Road is now powered by Digi's ever-expanding 4G LTE Advanced Network. Now you can stream that music, track that storm, or stop to send that file. Digi 4G LTE has got you covered. Digi, leading Belize's digital transformation.
RFG Insurance, you can request a quote, renew a policy, purchase a policy, and even file a claim effortlessly with WhatsApp. Here's how. WhatsApp the words "Get Started" to 670-8700. We will prompt you to select the service that you are interested in. Select the service and answer a few simple questions. An RFG representative will process your request and follow up with you when your transaction is completed. It's that easy. Skip lines and WhatsApp us. Remember, it pays to get it right with RFG Insurance, a road group company.
The biggest business event of the year is back and better than ever. The Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. Mark your calendars and join us on September 13th and 14th at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. Don't miss your chance to explore hundreds of local businesses showcasing the very best in local products and services. From unbeatable deals and mouth-watering food and drinks to live entertainment that'll keep you moving. The Expo Belize Marketplace has it all. Whether you're shopping, discovering what's new on the market, or just enjoying the vibes, there's definitely something for everyone. So come on out and celebrate 29 years of Belizean innovation at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2025. See you there. Expo sponsors include Bowen & Bowen, Smart Belize, Maurice Sharp's Fine Foods Limited, Quality Poultry Products, Digi Wallet, Grace Kennedy Belize Limited, Cellular World Belize, the European Union, Diversified Life Solutions, the Belize Tourism Board, Tenchtronics, Woodstock, Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Love FM, Love Television, Creme Radio, XTV, Hot Off the Press, Hits 100 Oye FM, Belize Entrepreneur Spotlight, and the BCCI's Western Union.
Scandals, failures in healthcare, and what they call broken promises. Godwin Haylock says their own reset is already underway, with caretaker conventions open and running up to the National Convention at the end of November. A move they believe will unify the UDP and prepare them to challenge the government.
Many times people have complained they want a new opposition. They want to see the rebuilding of the UDP. They want us to create this forceful and impactful team that will fight the UDP. Because while Joseph Vasquez can bring the media with scandals after scandals, it's only the opposition that can mobilize this country and effect true change in the government business. For those who don't know or are not abreast, the UDP has started its caretaker conventions since August 24th last month. And we must say 18 seats within the UDP are up for caretaker conventions. These conventions continue every Sunday or every other Sunday until October 12th. It's really part of the greater plan of a grand reset that culminates November 30th with a national convention to bring unity to this party. It couldn't come at a time more important than when we see the lackadaisical performance of the government.
From the rising price of bread to the soaring cost of fuel, it's clear that Belizeans are really feeling the pinch of inflation. At Monday's opposition press conference, Lee Mark Chang highlighted just how steep food prices have climbed, with bread alone up more than 30%. The cost of living is hitting families hard, and Chang says we shouldn't have to accept that food and basic necessities are simply too expensive.
Even chicken, they go up. Fruits and juices up 11.7%. Also in July, water 10.7%. Imagine water they go up, but no soft drink. No believe me? Check the Manala and the SIB report. Also of note, housing is through the roof, and I mean through the roof. And the economy is only getting weaker with weak overnight tourists and the agriculture sector. There is no hope for sugar in sight. Tourist hotspots is literally dead. DED, Jules, DED, dead. If this is a step and track inflation government we need to take them off track. We should not have to choose between buying medicine and buying food or basic necessities. We should not have to watch our children go hungry. We should not have to accept that food and basic necessities is too expensive for the Belizean family. The well-being of our people is first and foremost. That is the government's job.
Concerns are rising over Belize's role in international agreements and the recently renegotiated $250 million MCC contract. On Monday, Patrick Faber warned at the opposition press conference that the devil is always in the details, calling on the government to be transparent about what Belize is giving up. While Faber says he does not wish for a foreign affairs battle, he stressed that broader issues like immigration and the influence of foreign agendas on the country's development must be closely considered. Furthermore, putting Belizeans first should always come before anyone else.
It is plain and right in front of our faces that the United States has an agenda that they want us to follow, and if that agenda that they want us to follow will end up in the benefit of Belizeans and putting Belizeans first, then no problem. But where those matters bring trouble for Belize, we have to be concerned. Belize has been pressured over time to become a safe country or a third safe country over the years, and in fact the UDP administration resisted. What they're asking Belize to do is to accept people from other parts of Central America who can't make it to the United States, and we have got to ask the question, who is it that you're asking us to take? How is it that we are going to provide for these people when in fact we are not able to provide for the Belizean people? Born and bred, I have nothing against immigrants. This country has been a country of immigrants.
Up next, World Wildlife Fund kicks off mangrove-friendly development competition.
And the celebrations are at Cellular World with our big September sale. Stay connected with the latest smartphones starting at just $119. Our new JBL speakers starting at only $99. Plus enjoy a full 1-year warranty with your authorized distributor. Bring the vibes home with unbeatable prices on Samsung Smart TVs, the newest video game consoles, and upgrade your space with the best deals on office equipment and furniture. Find a store near you to keep the celebration going in Belize City, Belmopan, Orange Walk, and San Pedro. Or you can shop online with us via WhatsApp at 615-5141. Celebrate big this September with Cellular World.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
I think we should really put the focus on the quality of life. Can I still continue living my why, my reason for doing what I'm doing? And that depends on my health. That means I organize my priorities in my life, and my first priority is me. Then in me, the first thing is my health. And that's the message that I think we need to push to everyone, that your health is really your responsibility. It's not the doctor's responsibility, not my mother, not my nurse, not the government, but I'm the one who needs to take responsibility for my health.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
people together.
Belize is taking a stand to protect its invaluable mangrove ecosystems. Today, the World Wildlife Fund, based in Belize, officially launched the Mangrove Friendly Development Challenge 2025, a national competition that highlights how businesses, communities, and developers can build in harmony with these ecosystems rather than against them. Our newsroom spoke with WWF Mesoamerica's Nadia Bud, who explained why this challenge was created and how it's changing the way people think about mangroves.
In Belize, over the years, we've seen an increased loss of mangroves for many reasons, but one of the main drivers have been development. People want to live along the coast, enjoy a nice marine environment, close proximity to the sea, the reefs, and so forth. But with development and interest in living along the coast, we've been losing coverage of mangroves. And so we said that, there must be something we could do, to change the mindset of people, because many people see mangroves as wasteland, as pests, harbors of pests. And so we wanted to showcase the benefits of mangroves. A couple of years back, we said, let's do something. Let's create a contest where we can showcase, those people who are doing the right thing. Because it's possible to build greenly within mangroves, fit your development within mangroves rather than clear cut into the shoreline.
In today's digital age, where social media users can access news at the tap of a finger, it has become dangerously easy to fall victim to disinformation. That refers to false information purposely spread to mislead the public and confuse and divide them and weaken their trust in the media. This can create issues in accessing crucial information for events such as elections, wars, and natural disasters. That is why the Global Cooperation and Training Framework is hosting a workshop on media literacy this week in Taiwan, bringing together government officials, media professionals, academia, and civil society members from across the globe. News 5's Brittany Gordon is currently participating in the event and has more details.
Disinformation is everywhere. It's on Facebook, it's on TikTok, and it's even in your WhatsApp messages. And with the rise and advancements of artificial intelligence, it's getting harder to spot each day. But it's not impossible. That's where media literacy comes into play.
Pause, question, and fact check. Those are the key steps to strengthen your ability to critically analyze information presented in the mass media and determine their accuracy. This week, the Global Cooperation and Training Framework, GCTF, is hosting a workshop in Taipei, Taiwan, and it's all about the role of media literacy in defending the information space. Hao Yu Huang, staff consultant at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Taiwan, tells us more.
This is specific focus on media literacy. We want to talk about how we defend our information with an open society, that with a flow of information that can affect people. And we bring some participants from around the world to talk about this issue, share their best practices. We also want to bring in NGOs, experts, officials together to talk about the issue together, because it's about the civil society working with the government and working with the media. If we want to deal with the issue, we need to bring all the stakeholders together. And in order to share different perspectives.
The GCTF was started in 2015 by Taiwan and has since joined forces with the United States, Japan, Australia, and Canada. This week's session, led by Canada, is the fourth of 5 to be hosted this year. Participants were invited from across the globe to share their unique perspectives on the media landscape and solutions to handling disinformation. Tabile Meduli, acting government spokesperson from the Kingdom of Eswatini, says she hopes to gain the skills to counter false information spreading in the digital space.
The most important thing is the fact-checking part and also the correction of misconceptions. And there's quite a lot about my country. I come from a kingdom, and one of the most falsified information that you can find out there is that we are an absolute monarch and that the king has all the power or the executive powers to rule the country, which is not true because we are a constitutional monarch and we are a democratic state as well. So I'm hoping that from this workshop I can gain the skills, the expertise on how to counter misinformation, but also how to make sure that people are able to consume the information that's actually true about the country.
Considering why a message is being circulated is an important part of spotting disinformation, as they are often rooted in bias or a form of propaganda. Asia Center is a civil society research institute based in Thailand that promotes media freedom and digital responsibility. Regional Director James Gomez shares why he believes Thailand will benefit from this training.
Especially against the fight with disinformation. Right now in Thailand, we are experiencing the border conflict between Thailand and Cambodia. And, while the military is in full force in both places, but the real war is the war of disinformation. And, although Thailand is a bigger country than Cambodia, but I think Cambodia is winning the disinformation war because more of its young people who are nationalistic in nature are putting out a lot of disinformation. And I think this is one of the challenges here, and I hope the conference will give us some ideas on how to deal with it.
Minimizing the spread of false information online is not a one-man job. Recognizing this, in 2016, Johnson Liang developed the Kofax tool, which allows users of Taiwan's most popular app to instantly fact-check information circulating on their feed or sent to them. Liang says it was developed to help people make decisions rooted in accuracy.
It provides a chatbot and also a website. So whenever a person who encounters suspicious messages in close messaging app called Line, which we use, it's like WhatsApp in Taiwan. Those people who are exposed of such suspicious message, they can forward the message to our chatbot. And this chatbot will check if this message is previously reported into a database. And if it is, then it will automatically reply with the crowdsourced fact checks by other volunteers.
Fact-checking does not promote restricting online debates, but instead strengthens it by rooting discourse in accuracy. As technology continues to advance, the line between fact and fiction continues to blur. But by simply pausing, questioning, and checking, fake news can be overcome. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story on Ellis Meighan Jr. returning to Belize to face murder charges after 15 months in U.S. custody, Aaron Lamott shared, "Now this is the civilized way of doing things. You don't kidnap your people and hand them to our enemy. You go through diplomatic channels." Turning to recent updates on the shooting death of Wilson Hernandez, Paloma Dominguez commented, "Well, yes, she should be charged, because why will she give her niece the gun? Why she never deal with the matter the right way?" And finally, road safety concerns raised after teens destroyed stop sign. Noemi Irish shared, "Make sure they get charged and pay for the repair of the sign." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming, and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.